Canada. In 2020, Canada recorded a slightly increase in peacefulness. However, after holding the sixth spot in the ranking for 3 consecutive years, it dropped 3 positions as a result of other top-performing countries having a larger percentage improvements. In comparing Canada with its American neighbor, the peace report notes that pandemic had indeed significant impact on both nations. Both experienced severe economic contractions as well as anti-lockdown protests and escalations interpersonal violence. Everything is a matter of scale, disparity in peacefulness between two countries. The report suggests highlighting the level of civil unrest and political polarization in the US could not be greater. After all, the United States ranked 122nd in the index, while Canada is fixture of top 10 and only two non-European nations in this year report. Czech Republic. Down one spot from last year, over the last decade, Czech Republic has shown a sustained improvement in a great number of areas, ranging from a political stability to a personal security and international relations. According to OECD, it also performs well in many measures of well-being, ranking above the average in jobs and earnings, work-life balance, and education and skills. Not only having 94% of adults aged 24 to 64 have completed upper secondary educations well, above the average rate of 78% and the highest amongst 38 industrialist member countries. But this small nation of 10.7 million can boast one of the lowest unemployment rates in the European Union at the 3.7. Granted, before the pandemic, this figure out stood at about 2% or below what economists consider a natural level. There are already signs that country is on its way to reverting to a pre-COVID levels. Ireland. The Republic of Ireland is one of the wealthiest and most developed and happiest nation in the world. It is also quite peaceful, and in this edition of the Global Peace Report is managed to gain 4 spots from the last year and reached its highest position ever in the ranking. Make no mistake, Ireland has never been too far from top 10. In fact, due to its independent status and neutral army, it is routinely ranked as one of the safest countries in the world. It does not mean that during the pandemic, it has not experienced its share of political and social turmoil. Along with several other countries, the report says Ireland too saw violent anti-lockdown demonstration in which protesters in several other countries. Report says the police then broke store windows. Such episodes don't change fundamental nature of Ireland as peaceful nation. Comes to economic cost of violence, Ireland perform better than almost all other countries in the world, ranking 166 out of 163 nations. Tolls is to 3% of GDP compared to the 11.6% global average. Switzerland, often featured among top 10 most peaceful nations from a better part of the past decade, Switzerland gained 3 positions from the last year. While it is indeed a place with exceptional high degree of safety and security in society and low level domestic or international conflict, and 140,000 out of population 8.5 million keeps this nation from scoring nearer at the very top. Switzerland, along with the other well-ranked countries such as Canada, Singapore, Norway, and Netherlands, also features amongst the top 10 weapons exporters per capita in the world. However, by most other measures, Switzerland remains stable and prosperous country where linguistics and religious diversity is embraced. In third place, the United Nations Happiness Report rate also ranks the average amongst the OECD nations when it comes to subjective level, being income, health and education, environment quality. Not everything in all fairness runs like clockwork. Switzerland lags behind a number of other developed countries in workplace equality, with women earning approximately one-fifth less than men. What's then in 2000? Austria. Since the end of Cold War, this is a small landlocked country of just nearly 9 million, moved from its peripheral position at the borderline between East and West closer to the center of a larger Europe. As a young member of EU and outside of NATO, Austria prided itself into trying to get along with the tribal political blocs and embracing a new forms of cooperation with its neighbors. However, while Austria performs well in many measures of well-being such as incomes, jobs and housings, social tensions have been growing in recent years, fueled by anti-migrant campaigns of popular right-wing freedom parties. Until May 2019 was also in a coalition government with the center-right People Party of Chancellor Sebastian Kurz. In 2020, at Peace Reports notes Austria as the second largest deterioration in peacefulness in Europe as a result of worsening the terrorism impact indicator in peacefulness in Europe. As a result, ISIS sympathizers shot and killed 4 people and 23 injured others, and the government responded by unveiling broad anti-terror measures that include the ability to keep convicted individuals behind bars for life and facilitate electronic surveillance for those who are released.